Hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Sunset Rants. I'm your host, Biddy, along with the actual producer, Brian. What's up?
Oh, nothing much. Just another drizzly, gray fall day. Blah.
Oh, no. I hope you get some sunshine. I'm used to gray blah in New York, so I guess
Right.
every once in a while we'll get some sunshine, and it's like you feel like you're alive again. But yeah, I'm used to the grayness.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Sun is life. But yeah, thank you guys as always for joining us here on Sunset Rants. You could follow the show, of course, the real Roma _AK. You can follow me if you like on X, Elizabitty213A. You could also follow Brian Tidwell1, or the Get Off Your Lawn guy. But yeah, let's stop monkeying around. Let's get to the first the first story. Did you like that little transition? I tried.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Right?
Sure I get to write the tab up here. Okay.
I swear, I'm like, I make dad jokes, and I'm neither a mom or a dad.
Okay.
But yeah.
Why is my screen share not working?
Uh-oh. The monkeys got in. They ruined everything.
Okay.
Whoops.
We'll try.
There we go.
There we go. Now it worked. Okay.
All right.
Go and take it away, Biddy.
Yeah, this is a wild story, you guys, and it's still going on because they haven't found one of the couple of monkeys that were escaped. So from NBC News, escaped monkeys destroyed after Mississippi police are mistakenly told they are a danger. A number of monkeys were destroyed after they got loose Tuesday morning, and Mississippi law enforcement officers were mistakenly told they were dangerous. The rhesus monkeys were being transported when the truck carrying them crashed in Jasper County, Mississippi, about 75 miles east of Jackson, the Jasper County Sheriff's Department said in a statement. The vehicle's driver told deputies that the primates posed a threat to humans, that they were aggressive, that they had hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID, and that they would require personal protective equipment to handle. There's a quote here. The driver of the truck told local law enforcement that the monkeys were dangerous and posed a threat to humans. It said, "We took the appropriate actions after being given that information from the person transporting the monkeys." The department said that the monkeys were being hauled from Tulane University. In a post on X, the school said that its National Biological Research Center provides primates to other research organizations to, quote, advance science, and that the monkeys in question were not infectious. In a statement to NBC News Tuesday night, the university said the monkeys belong to a third party. There's a quote here from them. The primates in question belong to another entity, and they have not been exposed to any infectious agent. The non-human primates were not being transported by Tulane, but were actively collaborating with local authorities, and we are sending a team of animal care experts to assist. The Sheriff's Department did not specify how many monkeys, which it said weighed about 40 pounds each, were on board the truck, which is crazy. How do you not have some kind of, I don't know if you call it a manifest, I don't know if that's just for planes, but like, how do you not know how much cargo you have like animals
Right.
in my truck. That's like the craziest statement. The department initially said one of the animals was still missing, but in an update clarified that after officials from Tulane were able to get inside the truck and get a correct count, they determined 3 monkeys remain on the loose. Which is crazy because when I first saw this story, they were saying how there was one missing, still one at large missing. So I guess they had to like get in there and do a correct count. But there was like so many different misleading stories, starting with the fact that they were super infectious and people were probably freaking out. The sheriff's department warned the public about the crash on Interstate 59, which runs diagonally across the south and eastern side of Jasper County. Shortly after 9:30 a.m., it told people to avoid the monkeys because they pose, quote, potential health threats and are aggressive. The sheriff's department said it contacted an animal disposal firm to take the carcasses at the scene. It also said Tulane would send a team to pick up the monkeys that remained caged and did not escape. Jasper County Sheriff Randy Johnson did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Yeah, so imagine you're just like, maybe heading out for the day. Maybe you're out already. This is like 9:30 in the morning, busy day, Tuesday. And you're like, okay, I'm, going to go get my breakfast maybe before I head on to work. Maybe you're already there. And now you have to worry about some aggressive rabbit monkey to come jump on your shoulder, bite you, and give you hepatitis C. I don't understand what if it wasn't true that they were infected from the beginning, because now they're saying that they weren't. Why did the driver even say that? Like, wouldn't he know what kind of cargo? First of all, he didn't know how many there were in there, which is already weird. But if you're supposed to transport, biohazardous material or animals or anything like that, wouldn't you need to know what's going on in your truck to take the proper precautions? So wouldn't he have known that, don't make sure you have everything locked up, make sure you don't go put your finger in the cage because you can get some kind of disease? Like,
I am pretty sure that if you're transporting live animals that have lab animals that are basically biohazards, I would think that the truck would have to be marked, just like, trucks hauling explosives are marked with, explosive signage.
Right.
I would think that trucks hauling potential biohazard would be marked with biohazard.
Right. There's I don't know if they're trying to save face. I don't know if the driver was just, he just spoke out of turn or what. But just the whole thing just seems really weird. It just kind of seems like they don't want people to panic. But yeah, I mean, COVID, whatever, we deal with that. But like hepatitis C and herpes and different things like that in these monkeys running around, and they're supposed to be aggressive. And Tulane University, I kind of looked up their website. And it's funny, the first part of their mission statement, it says the mission of Tulane University is to create and communicate knowledge, which the communication is terrible in this situation, that enriches and sustains individuals, organizations, and communities. Again, very funny in this situation. Scientific and biomedical investigations, which often involve animals, are a core part of the research portfolio of the university. So they do testing on these animals that they, in the university, even though they said that they're more of kind of like a holding facility and maybe they provide research centers with these primates. But on their website, from what I'm seeing, is that they're talking about animal research and what they do, at their facility. So I don't know. A lot of the kind of stuff don't add up.
In any case, I mean, whether those monkeys were carrying a kind of infectious agent, I mean, it's still good advice to, if you see the one that they still haven't caught yet, stay the hell away from it. Call animal control, because those things have claws, those things have teeth.
Either way.
Whether or not they give you herpes gonorrhea syphilis, you still can get some nasty cuts and nasty secondary infections. So yeah, just stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah, and those little monkeys are brutal. And I don't know if they're the ones that like these are the monkeys that are like they say that are like thieves, right? They go and like they steal stuff all the time, like these little monkeys with the long tails.
Yeah.
So and they're like they create chaos, these little things. So and I imagine I don't know what goes on in these facilities. It's all speculation, but I don't imagine they're the happiest of monkeys if they're getting tested on and all this other kind of stuff.
I would imagine not.
Right. But yeah, apparently, so they said that there was one. Now they say there are 3 that are still at large. Yeah. So it just like the story just keeps developing.
And this
changing.
this is Mississippi. I'm sure every redneck has a squirrel gun in their truck. You see one of the monkeys, probably the smartest thing to do would be just shoot the damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's you or it, and you're worried about it attacking you or your family, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
What are you gonna do? But yeah, so we just thought we'd bring that too, because not really many people are talking about it, and it's kind of an odd thing. It's just kind of like another example of the deterioration of quality in a lot of these institutions in this country. Like the quality of their integrity and everything is just going all the way down. Like I said, I don't want to throw stones. I don't do this job, so I don't know how hard it is, but guys, how do you not know what's in your truck? How do you don't have communication with the truck driver? How do you have all these different stories, coming out, whatever? It just the whole thing just seems so chaotic. You might as well just let the monkeys come in and tell you what happened at this point, because the people that are in charge don't seem to know what's going on. But yeah, if you're in that area, there are still these 3 monkeys at large. The statement from Tulane is that they are not infectious. But still, be careful if you're in that area, and don't go near it. Obviously, just call the authorities if you can't protect yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, I'm all out of segues. What do we got next? Segues, friend.
Yeah. Don't force it if you can't make it come out.
You're right.
That sounded bad. This comes at you from ABC News. Always about commies.
Animal activist, Hardy said.
Progressive House candidate Kat, I'm probably going to butcher this name.
Abu Ghazala. I had to write it out phonetically so I remember.
Abu Ghazala. That's a mouthful.
I know.
Died for allegedly trying to injure officers during NIS protests. Reporting from, no, there's not a byline here. Okay. A federal grand jury has indicted Illinois Progressive House candidate Kat Ghazala for allegedly assaulting and conspiring to injure law enforcement during a protest last month at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility near Chicago. I'm just going to use her first name. Kat and 5 others were charged with felony offenses for their alleged involvement in a skirmish with law enforcement officers that later went viral on social media outside the facility in Broadview, Illinois. Kat, 26, posted a video on social media responding to this to the indictment in which she proclaimed her innocence. This political prosecution, see if I can get the bush.
This political persecution is an attack on our First Amendment rights.
She said.
I'm not backing down, and we're going to win.
Okay.
Very good. Had it with her fingers pinched like this. It further alleges that Lady A hindered the conspired with others to conspire law enforcement officers from carrying out duties on September 26th, carrying out vehicle and banging, surrounding his vehicle and banging aggressively to prevent it from moving outside the Broadview facility staging area. It further alleges that Abagzala hindered the officer when she joined the crowd at the front of the vehicle and braced her body and hands against the vehicle while remaining directly in the path of the vehicle. The indictment was filed on October 23rd before being unsealed on Wednesday. Abagzala has not yet entered plea to charges according to online docket. The court set an initial appearance for arraignment on November 5th. Abagzala has posted multiple videos of her joining protests outside the facility, including one on September 19th that showed her being thrown to the ground by an ICE officer. In another post on September 26th, the day of the incident cited in the indictment, she posted a video of a crowd in front of the vehicle and said an ICE agent tried to run down dozens of protesters over with an SUV as we walked on a public crosswalk. Listen, when you throw yourself on the hood and use your hands to brace up against it, they're not trying to run over you. You're asking to get fucking run over.
Mm-hmm.
He kept driving for a full football field until ICE barraged us with pepper balls, she continued. I'm not going to read the rest of this. You get the idea. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the viral posts, you've seen the posts on X. I saw several today and yesterday over this. Also remember when the incident happened and she initially got arrested for it. So, kids, nobody's above the law. Even if you are a woke leftist running for Congress, you are not above the law. You play silly games, you win silly prizes, and then you end up in front of a judge, just like this lady has. I don't know if it'll score her points in her political campaign. I'm sure it will. I mean, that mugshot did wonders for Donald Trump. But I don't think it's going to help her as much as she thinks, and I don't think she's helping as much as she thinks she's helping. What say you?
Yeah, I mean she's young. I mean she's 26. It's not super young, but she's still young. You know, she just developed her frontal lobe there, and she's ready to take on the world. But yeah, she announced her campaign in March of this year to run for the United States House of Representatives in Illinois 9th Congressional District. She started out as a social media influencer. So that's
Influencer.
right. And progressive political commentator. So that was like her whole shtick on social media, and it still is. Like, even though she's running, I mean, she still has her account. She's got a ton of followers that listen to her about this. And like, the scary thing is that this has become the new norm as far as like coming from the left that are taking over the Democratic Party. The activists, they are running for these positions, and they have looked at pushing back against ICE specifically, because that's like the biggest thing going on right now, as their ticket to get into their position, to get their votes. And they're going to be provocative when they go to these protests. They're going to throw themselves in front of these trucks and cars. They're going to, kind of push at these federal agents and poke at them and touch them and do all this stuff, and worse in some cases, so that way as soon as the retaliation happens, because they're getting arrested, then the camera goes on, that gets recorded, and then they put it out to all their followers, edit out what started the whole thing. And you have a compilation of all of these coming from all these different social justice warriors and all this stuff out there, where they edit these clips. And a lot of people still to this day, especially the ones that follow them, don't do their own homework. They just see the video, right, and they just assume that it was unprovoked, and that, that ICE agents are just out here being reckless and tyrannical and, doing all these terrible things. And a lot of the times these influencers and these people, they outright lie about what went down and what's happening on the ground. And people listen to it and believe it, and you read these comments and you hear them, they're like, it's unbelievable what this country has come to. I can't believe they're doing this to their own citizens and stuff, and you're just like, what? First of all, there's just so much wrong with that.
Yeah.
And that one comment. There's just so but yeah, but she's no stranger to politics. Apparently her I think it was her grandmother or something like that. Let me see. It's funny here. She said, okay, so she says she describes her parents as Reagan Republicans. She was a Republican Party supporter until her teens, writing an editorial in her student newspaper endorsing Marco Rubio in the 2016 Republican primary. She also has done work where it's for Media Matters, which says a lot.
It does.
You know, and I believe, let me just see if I can. Yeah, so 2023, she became a senior video producer for Media Matters for America. That was back in 2023. She covered the Fox News content, including Tucker Carlson's show on that network at the time. So she's been out and about. She's been around doing her thing, and I lost my place. I know that one of her family members was involved in politics as well. But yeah, so I know we have a video that I gave you if you want to show it. This is her just kind of using her First Amendment rights actually correctly in this moment, but not what she's in trouble for.
Right. Here we go.
Why do you think that somebody protesting ICE has any more rights than anybody else? If I go stand in front of the FBI office and try to block an FBI agent from leaving, I get arrested. It's pretty simple. Why should those rules not apply to you?
I don't think any of us have more rights than anyone else, but I think we have rights. I think we have the First Amendment, which I thought conservatives liked, but I guess not. Honestly, the reason I'm on this show is to let people know, let people that are watching your show, what is happening. I am a 5 foot tall, 110-pound woman who has been thrown by ICE 3 separate times.
Okay.
Cry me a river.
One of which I was trying to help someone not get run over.
I wonder if she doesn't think also that, she's mildly attractive. Does she think that gets her special treatment too? Because, she's kind of nice looking.
I mean, it is possible. Like, when you're used to people being, extra nice to you and, giving you compliments all the time and hanging on your every word, probably because the guy that you're talking to is hoping to get out of the friend zone. You kind of have that like demeanor where you think that everybody's just going to listen to what you say and agree with you without thinking. But I'm sure a lot of her followers
more of that, or
no, I think that's good. That's basically, it's just kind of giving you a gist of like how she sees things. Yeah. It also says on her Wikipedia, the Wikipedia page for her, that she was born March 24th, Dallas, Texas, to a Palestinian immigrant father and 7th-generation Dallasine mother. And this is it right here. This is what I missed. Her maternal grandmother, Taffy Goldsmith, was a prominent Texas Republican for 4 decades, working on John Tower's campaign for the Senate in the early 1960s and serving as president of the Texas Federation of Republican Women in 2004 and 2005. So she comes from a long line of, Republican supporters. She was one herself, but, and it says in her teens, but then she did go to the universities, and we know what goes on in the universities. You send your kid in with morals and upbringing and whatever, and they come out radical social justice warriors.
The American university system, it's just indoctrination. It's leftist indoctrination.
Your mic is going in and out a little bit, though.
Really? Again?
Just a little bit.
God, this is... I don't understand. I've got the gain set up on 84. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, whatever you did, that sounds much better.
I cranked the gain up some more. Crazy.
More gains. Yeah.
More gains. Oh, what was I going to say? Shit, I lost my train of thought.
When they come out of these universities, yeah.
Oh yeah, when they come out of the universities, they're just straight up indoctrination centers. If you got if you got kids in middle school, high school right now, and you're starting to think about those college plans, consider a trade school for them instead. Get them to learn skill because, you know, shit, 90% of what people go to college for these days, AI is going to take it over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what AI is not going to take over? Wiring a house, plumbing a house. Yeah, that's what AI is not going to take over. So, welcome. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk and my sidetrack on, you know.
No, but it's good advice. It's really unfortunate. But the Marxists have really succeeded in just destroying, not only indoctrinating these kids, but destroying the integrity of our educational institutions. Like it's really sad. I mean, we don't have trust, a lot of us anymore, in sending kids to school. We're worried about what they're gonna come out as. You know, I mean, and this is nothing new. I mean, you know, the 70s, the 60s. I mean, you have like the sexual revolution, and you know, the kids protesting the wars, and you know, it usually because they're really impressionable at a young age. So you know, anything that's going on that makes you feel like you're fighting against something. A lot of the times back then, they were fighting things that were important, and you know, they should be people should be talking about it. And now I think they don't have like a real hard leg to stand on. So that's why whenever they try to have a debate with somebody, they throw a tantrum when you start going back and forth with actual facts, because they really don't have a solid argument. So they're just screaming at the wall or screaming at anybody that hears them. And if you don't agree with them, then you know, it gets them all in a tizzy, and then they lose their minds about it. But you know, this is the people that we have that are running for different positions in this country, and unfortunately, you know, people might vote for someone like her.
Yeah, that's the sad part. As sorry a candidate as the Democratic candidate running for Virginia governor is right now, she's still ahead in the polls, which is mind-blowing to me. How Virginians could prefer her over the Republican who's running, who's the sitting lieutenant governor and has a very, very solid track record. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
It's just, you know, a lot of the people that have a mind to really look into things and can see things clearly, you know, the generations are moving upward. Like the older generations, our grandparents' generation, you know, they're passing away, you know, and then our parents' generation is moving up, we're moving up, and these kids that there's filled with, you know, these crazy ideologies. They're lazy. They don't want to do anything besides making content on the internet. They don't want to learn anything new. They just want to follow this, you know, the next fad and, you know, run it into the ground. They don't have any kind of discipline. A lot of them didn't work until they left college and then started trying to look for a job. You know, like our generation, my generation, like a lot of us, we couldn't wait to work. It was like we couldn't wait to get our own money going, you know. Now a lot of them don't work until after they leave school, and they just don't understand that work ethic. And it's just a compilation of all of these people that are now in voting positions. And you have all these social media people that are getting more and more popular than celebrities and actors and whatnot, and they're running for these positions, and they're going to get votes. It's really scary.
Well, damn, I had a segue plan, but I forgot how I was going to work it in. Anyway.
Hardy said, maybe fight in your weight class, silly girl. It's funny.
All right. This one comes at you from Fox News. You want to go ahead and take it, Biddy?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so Paris prosecutor says apprehended Louvre heist suspects have spoken as $102 million crown jewels remain missing. I don't I really doubt that they're gonna find a lot of it, but we'll see.
I don't think they will either.
Yeah, I remember that investigator guy that he's the art he's like a famous art investigator. I think he was from the Netherlands or something. I forgot his name, but he said you really got a week. After that, you can just kiss all this stuff goodbye, probably. And it's been under a week now. Authorities have yet to recover the jewels stolen from the Louvre Museum, despite the arrest of 2 suspects in the case. French investigators announced on Wednesday. 4 thieves broke into the Louvre on October 19th and made off with an estimated $102 million worth of crown jewels, with the heist lasting less than 10 minutes. Paris prosecutor Laure Becquois delivered an update on the investigation to the press on Wednesday. She said, "I want to remain hopeful that the jewels will be found and they can be brought back to the Louvre and more broadly to the nation. There is no evidence that the robbery was an inside job," according to Becquois. Authorities made the 2 arrests on Saturday, with one of the men attempting to board a plane to Algeria. Algeria? Why can't I say that?
Yeah, Algeria.
Becquois said that the suspects in custody have at least in part recognized their involvement in the heist. The crew of thieves used a basket lift to scale the Louvre's facade, forced open a window, smashed display cases, and fled, according to the French officials. The Louvre's director, Laurence Descartes, acknowledged there was a terrible failure in the museum's security. Becquois, right. That was just way too easy. Becquois said investigators from a special police unit in charge of armed robberies, serious burglaries, and art thefts made the arrests. She said the premature leak of the information could hinder the work of over 100 investigators mobilized to recover the stolen jewels and apprehend all the perpetrators. The thieves escaped with a total of 8 objects, including the sapphire diadem, the necklace, and single earring from a set linked to the 19th century queens Marie Amelie and Hortense. They also stole an emerald necklace and earrings tied to Empress Marie-Louise, Napoleon Bonaparte's second wife, and a reliquary brooch, Empress Eugenie's diamond diadem, and her large corsage bow brooch. Wow, this is hard to read. An imperial ensemble of rare craftsmanship were also part of the loop. So yeah. So 2 arrests, and this was on Saturday, in connection with the case. 2 men, according to the French press, they said 2 men in their 30s. They say even though the prosecutors are kind of remaining tight-lipped on the details of everything, they said that it was due to DNA that was left at the scene of the crime. And when we covered this case, I actually said, I was like, I don't believe, like, if they had this whole thing set up so, I mean, I don't know if it's the right word to use, but so beautifully, like, it was like, it went through without a hitch. The only thing that happened was they dropped like a few items or that one big crown. Are you going to tell me they really left DNA? Like, but then again, like, what kind of, I don't know, something, they spit or something by accident or what, but like, you're going to tell me they weren't wearing any gloves, but it could have been any kind of DNA. They haven't really specified. And yeah, $100 million in 7 minutes. Do we have Rick in here? What is that? How much money is that a minute?
Actually, I saw him in the chat. He was out of sorts because he doesn't see my headset. I'm wearing earbuds, Rick. I'm wearing earbuds.
Yeah, earbuds. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. When we were covering this too, we also mentioned that stuff like this that has, significant historical value to a country, and is widely known, and, you recognize it when you see it, they're not going to try and, I don't think they're going to try and transport things as they are, or try to sell them as they are. I would think that they would have all of these different setups in place where they, right from where they took it from, they bring it right to the people that would melt it down, break the stones out, and then they would, send those separately to be sold, and they would already have people who are ready to buy it. So I to be honest, I feel like everything is already gone.
Yeah. It's like the theft of the gold tablet out of the Cairo Museum earlier this year. It's like that. That thing was immediately melted down,
Right.
and sold for the gold value.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they're. It looks bad for the French government, and that this happened. So I imagine they're going to continue to try. But at what point do you say, all right, well, we got to just say it's gone?
I would imagine that those jewels were busted up. The individual gems were already been sold on the black market, probably over the dark web, and whatever silver or platinum or gold. Metal in those jewelry pieces been melted down and sold off for scrap.
Right, because the one of the guys that they arrested, he was trying to board a plane to leave the country, but he didn't have anything on him. So is he just like one part of it, and it was already handed over to the next set of people that were going to do the next part, who would and actually melt it down or do whatever to it? Like, if he was caught and he was like trying to leave the country to sell it, wouldn't he have had something on him? So that's why I feel like it's already been handed over to the next phase of people who are going to do the next thing.
Agreed. And
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Rick says closer estimate would be $14.5 million. I'm not gonna read off all those numbers.
Wow, thanks, Rick. Yeah, imagine making $14 million a minute.
Right.
That's wild. And they knew how long the cops would take to get there. That's why they did everything in 7 minutes. That's why they left in such a hurry and were fine with dropping something. According to the French officials and the sources in the French press that talked to them, they said it wasn't an inside job. I thought maybe, I imagine they did their due diligence in that to figure that out, but it just seemed like they had to have some kind of insider information at some point. Maybe somebody who used to work there years and years and years ago that gave them the kind of layout of everything.
Or maybe, they just observed and watched. And
went in there and
routines, Maybe at some point they had, you don't know. Maybe 2-3 weeks ago, there was some kind of emergency at the Louvre, and that was something that they set off just to time police response.
Wow.
You don't hear about stuff. You never hear about stuff like that.
No, you're right. You're right. So, makes it sound like even more of a movie.
Really does.
Yeah.
It really does. Sadly, what's not out of a movie, this story's coming out of from Fox 19 out of Ohio. Making sure I'm sharing the right tab before I pull this up. Okay. Wright-Patterson employee kills colleague, wife, and apparent double murder suicide. West Milton police say Jacob Pritchard broke into a coworker's home before killing himself. Bylines, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. The deaths of 3 Wright-Patterson Air Force Base personnel appear to be a double murder-suicide that spans 3 different crime scenes, according to new information from West Milton Police. The suspect
just get a little closer to the mic, Lovey. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You sounded so low. Doing some great reading. Wanted to not.
You have a Yeti.
It
never does this shit to you. I don't understand why it consistently does this to me.
I don't know. Maybe because I keep the same setup. I don't ever change it.
I never change my setup either. I set my gain around 84, 85. I go talking, and then you tell me, "Oh, Brian, you're low." I go check. I'm down at fucking 47.
Oh, it went. You saw it go down. Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, rant. The The suspect in the investigation is 34-year-old Jacob Pritchard, police say. Wright Patterson said he worked in the Air Force Research Laboratory. The victims in this horrific case also worked at the Ohio Air Base, according to Wright Patterson and police. First Lieutenant Jamie Augustinus, 25, who worked in the 711th Human Performance Wing. This is part of the Air Force Research Laboratory. Jamie Pritchard, 33, who worked in the Air Force Life Cycle Management Sector. Augustinus, West Milton police said, was murdered around 2 a.m. on October 25th when police said Jacob Pritchard drove and broke into her Sugar Creek townhome. Augustinus lived alone and knew Jacob Pritchard and his wife, Jamie Pritchard, through their work together on Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, that police explained. Augustinus lived alone. Jacob Pritchard left the murder scene and was not seen again until around 4:30 a.m. when he pulled into a parking lot of the West Milton Municipal Building, police said. Jacob Pritchard himself later near the trunk of the vehicle, killed himself later near the trunk of his vehicle before he died. Police said he opened the trunk up so police would find what was inside, the body of Jamie Pritchard. Oh my God, this gets worse and worse.
It's so terrible, man. Yeah, that one of the James Gustasis there, her neighbor, who was not named, lived next door to where she lived in Sugar Creek Township. She called 911, and she said basically, she was frantic, obviously, but she said, my neighbor is next door to me. There was someone on their patio, a gentleman. He was trying to get into the door, and I opened up my back door, and he said that he had a gun and told me to get back in my house, then hopped off the patio and left. According to news reports, this call was the one that prompted the police to investigate the incident that led to the double murder-suicide involving Gustasis and her colleague, Jamie Pritchard. So that call right there kind of, started officials to get involved and find out, and then followed him to that parking lot where they discovered. It's really really sad. There was of course there was a statement released. The Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, they expressed their sorrow in a recent release, stating that they are heartbroken and are offering counseling and support services for their affected. But there's something really nice here. In response to the tragedy, the community has rallied to support the Pritchard's 3 children. She's the mother of 3.
Those kids are really going to need it. Really feel
young
sorry
children.
for them.
Yeah,
So
young
sad.
children. So they're doing a meal train has been organized, and the Bethel local schools We Stinger cheerleading program has launched a fundraiser to provide Christmas gifts for the children. They raised about $3,000 so far. So if you inclined to donate or you want to go check that out, it's the Bethel Bethel local schools We like We Little Stinger cheerleading program, and you can go out in there if you wanted to donate. But I just feel like every time we have these, like we show something like this, we have these conversations, just always just goes back to we have a really terrible mental health crisis in this country.
For sure.
And I'm not a doctor. I work in the medical field. I've worked in the medical field for like 11 years. I'm not a doctor though. But I really do think that there's a huge disconnect with people getting to the root of the problem, and just being fed a ton of controlled substances to keep their symptoms at bay. And those controlled substances don't always work very well. I've always asked the question of like, oh, what if you forget to take your medicine? Or what if you're waiting for a prior authorization, which can take a while from your insurance company, and you're out for like a week without your medication? But some medical personnel told me like it takes a while for it to leave your system. But
Right.
which, that makes sense. But I just think like, having people not try to work through anything anymore. Everything is just kind of like you anesthetize it with all of these numbing agents. It makes it very hard for people to deal with reality in life.
For sure.
Like you're not practiced in it anymore, because you're just like, there's a pill for that, I'm just gonna pop it, and and nothing said, like I said, I'm not a doctor, nothing said to people who take it and they really, really need it. If you're taking it, yeah, that's something I'm just stating my opinion. But there's got to be some kind of common factor. There's something that went wrong. And it's also social media and constantly seeing these terrible things online. And, that doesn't help either. There's so much strife and just so much chaos and so much hate that's, being plastered all over your screens, and you're just seeing it constantly. You're scrolling one thing after the other, one thing after the other. Just, that does something to your psyche. It's terrible. This is so sad. No.
Well, okay. Yeah, sorry guys for all the black pill stories. But this one is something else article is a little bit of a I don't know what you call a white pill, a palate cleanser. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Got a palate cleanser for you. Biddy, take it away.
All right. So coming to you from New York Post, my fave. Century-old messages in bottle penned by World War I soldiers washes up on remote Australian beach. 2 messages in a bottle written by World War I soldiers more than a century ago washed up on a remote Australian beach, according to a report. Deborah Brown and her daughter Felicity discovered 2 letters dating back to 1916, rolled inside a glass bottle in the dunes of Wharton Beach. The first letter, written in pencil by South Australian soldier Malcolm Alexander Neville to his mother, was signed off, quote, somewhere at sea, the outlet said. Neville had been aboard the HMAS Ballarat ship, which set sail on August 12th from Adelaide, just 3 days before he wrote the letter. Records showed. He told his mother that the food at sea was really good, except for one meal that was buried at sea, without elaborating further.
He obviously upchucked it.
Right. The Ballarat is heaving and bawling, but we are happy as Larry, your loving son Malcolm, the soldier wrote. He was happy as Larry. I feel like I've heard that before, but I don't know what the reference is. He was killed in battle in France in April 1917 when he was 28 years old. Brown discovered a second letter written by Private William Kirk Harley after allowing the waterlogged papers to dry. The letter penned by Harley said the soldiers were somewhere in the Bight. He survived the war and went on to have children. Oh, so that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that he got in touch with them. Brown found the bottle while picking up garbage on the shore during one of her family's regular beach cleanup days, she recalled. Well, that's nice. She said, we filled up ute loads and ute loads over the years out here, so we never go past a piece of rubbish. We picked up wine bottles from 10 years ago that might have message in it or something random. She has since been able to connect with Neville's great nephew online and Harley's granddaughters. Brown plans to mail the letters back to the soldiers' relatives. It's absolutely wonderful, she said. We get to keep the bottle and Malcolm's cover letter that was addressed to the finder. He wrote a cover letter and the message in the bottle. How adorable. So yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I wonder why they did this. During World War I, did they have they had people that, sent Morse code and messages and telegrams and stuff like that?
You think about it, a soldier on a troop transport going from Australia to Europe. Okay. and you're out at sea, the mail service ain't running while you're at sea. So you want to get a message back home, put a note in the bottle, toss it overboard, hope somebody finds it and delivers it for you.
Well, it's still faster than the United States Postal Service, so I guess.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, the bottle, like, it looks so cool. I wish I could find something cool like that. But then again, I don't go out scavenging around or doing any of these things. So it's like, I wish I win the
Well,
lottery and I
maybe
never
you
play.
need to get
I know.
maybe you need to get out to Long Island and do some beach combing.
I should. I want to get one of those metal detectors one of these days. Not really to
Yeah.
find money, but that would be cool anyway. But just to see if I can find some cool stuff. That would be really fun. How much are those things? Are they like extremely expensive?
Like anything else, I'm pretty sure you got low end cheap ones for under $100, and then you probably got high end models that'll run you,
Like the
$4,000 or
souped up stuff.
$5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, I love hearing stuff like this. I mean, who knows? They probably didn't think that anybody would ever find it. And the fact that it was just floating around in sea for 100 years and finally washed up is just kind of shows you how
crazy.
large and crazy our oceans are.
When I first found that story, I was like, "Wow, World War One. Wow, did that message in a bottle make it from France all the way back to Australia?" No, it was. They were still at sea in the environs of Australia when they tossed that bottle overboard. But 100 years later, messages found their way back to the families. So
Yeah, it's really cool. Dougie said, I put a message in a bottle while at sea in the Navy. I was drunk, so I forgot what I wrote. Well, hopefully whoever finds it don't have pearls to clutch.
Well, yeah. It's probably best you don't remember, because we probably couldn't read it on YouTube anyway.
Hardy said, some say it's Larry Foley, undefeated Australian boxer, 1847 and 1917. So, like, what did he say? Happy as Larry? Oh, well, that makes sense. That's actually really cool. Thank you. Yeah. Especially if they're Australian soldiers, they would be referencing an Australian boxer from that time period.
That makes sense, yeah.
That's really cool. All right, you ready for the time?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this is Caption This, you guys. This is the favorite time of the show, our game where we have an AI-generated image most of the time, and we ask you, the audience, to please participate and give us a funny caption for what you're seeing on the screen, and Brian and I will vote on the one we think is the funniest. Little narco terrorists look a little scared. I don't understand why they're still doing this stuff. I mean, what was it, like 14 of them already were taken out? Why are they still trying?
Yeah, we've been hitting those drug boats left and right. Yeah. Not sure if we're doing it with A10s or not, but
whatever it is, it's totally destroying what it's hitting. But yeah.
All right, chat, what you got for us?
My phone died, so I can't even look at the YouTube chat anymore. I'm gonna have to pull it up on here.
I'll bring up the combined chat.
Let's see, I got it
here in a second. Oh, looks like we got a submission from Rebel here.
Oh,
suddenly all dinghy traffic is getting better.
Dinghy traffic.
Rumble.
She also said, one of my brother-in-laws loves and uses a metal detector on the lake shore where they live, finds money and watches all sorts of things. Yeah, I want to try and find some stuff.
Hardy, Disneyland has changed, man. Message bottle throwers mistaken for drug smugglers. From Doug. I'm disappointed in y'all because there is an automatic win condition. If you guess it, I'm not going to drop any hints. But if you know me, you know what that automatic win condition is.
Message bottle throw. I can't talk today. Message bottle throwers mistaken for drug smugglers. I butchered that. I'm sorry, Dougie. I can't even speak.
Sully before he started flying commercial routes.
Who's that? Captain Sully, the one that landed the plane in Hudson River?
I believe that's what that reference is, yes.
I'm still drunk, okay. Monkey business just got real.
Where's that?
It popped up on the screen here, but it's in YouTube submission from Psycho Gamer.
I don't even see it.
It
could be the chat isn't catching all that.
It's on the screen though.
Is it?
Yeah, on our screen, yeah. Hardy says, and you were worried about getting seasick. Like, for real.
Okay, there it is. I see it now. Well, no one's guessed the win condition yet, so have to take a look at the best of the rest.
I think
so far, I'm liking Monkey Business Just Got Real, and Senley Dinghy Traffic is getting better.
okay. Into the wild
Lovely
yonder.
Yonder.
What's the dinghy again? Is that those things that are in the ocean, or is that? Oh, that's a buoy.
A dinghy's like a smaller boat you have attached to a larger boat. So, like, say you got a yacht with that has a small launch. So you call the smaller launch a dinghy.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, these narco terrorists are pretty much in boats that look like dinghies. Off with one hell of a roar. Guys, we gotta stop monkeying around and figure this out.
Live in fame or go down in flames.
Hey.
Ooh, okay. That's good, Rebel.
Yeah,
That's
I like
better
that.
than your other one. Yeah. Right now, for me, it's between Monkey Business Just Got Real or Live in Fame or Go Down in Flames.
Yeah.
All right, so
Michael row the boat. I know that's a song, but as usual, I don't get references quickly because I'm retarded.
Michael row the boat ashore. Hello, Shia. I guess.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just singing the Air Force song now. It's funny. I think I like the Live in and Fame or Go Down in Flames. I think that one's perfect.
All right, folks, put a 1 in the chat for living fame or go down in flames. Put 2 in the chat for monkey business.
These guys are serious about that fishing license. That's funny. All right, yeah. So, was it one in the chat for monkey business just got real? Is it 1 for that one?
Monkey business just got real is 1, and
2 is live in fame or go down in flames. Okay.
2 is live in fame or go down in flames.
Anchors away.
All right. So we got 2 for 1 and 1 for 2.
Artie's just cranking them out.
All right. We'll let the vote go for 30 seconds. And I've just started a timer.
Okay.
$20 seconds left to vote. 10 seconds left to vote. 2, 1, 0, and choice number 1 takes the day, and that is what was that again? I voted for.
I gotta scroll up.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, it's probably better if you scroll up here. Oh, go down a bit. A little more.
Damn it. I hate it when it does that.
Monkey business just got real.
Monkey business just got real from. Congratulations, Psycho Gamer. You have won. Monkey business just got real.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the submissions as usual. You guys are awesome. Will you sync them already? Game starts in 20. Oh man, that's good too. That would have been good, Hardy. Oh, that is good. But yeah, congratulations, Psycho Gamer. Thank you. But yeah, thank you guys as always for hanging out.
Automatic win condition would have been if someone had mentioned Bert. I can't believe none of y'all did, but okay.
What is the burr? I forgot to ask you.
That's what the A10 sounds like when it's ruining your whole fucking day.
Oh.
That's the chain gun. It goes Bert.
Oh, yeah. Right, like brr.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't realize you were attempting to roll your tongue.
I can't do it.
You're so adorable. That's why I didn't get. Well, I don't get a lot of things, so don't mind me. But yeah, thank you guys as always for hanging out with us on Sunset Rants. We love y'all for, chatting with us and hanging with us and, coming and showing up every time. Like, I love talking with you guys in the comments. That put a smile on my face when I see you guys out there. So thank you so much. And of course, if you want to check out all of our content and just get everything on one pretty bow, you can go to our website, riseofmiddleamerica.com. You can get all access to all our socials there, X, Rumble, YouTube. You can use the Q&R code at the top. Thank you, Brian. You could also join the Discord, the little button up there at the top right, and come hang out with us after the show, before the shows. And you can see all our latest content, all of our hosts. And of course, you get access there to our merch page if you want to purchase anything to support the channel and the network. And we have some great caption this shirts on there and different merch and things like that. So definitely go over there and check that out if you haven't. Yeah, and thank you, Brian, as always, for co-hosting with me and also putting the show together. Problem. You're awesome. But I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. And of course, come back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern for Sunset Rants. And same place. And yeah, have a great evening, you guys. Bye.
All right, time to bring out the motherfucker lady. Here we go.
Yes.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, MAGA, make America great again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.